Okay, thank you everyone for joining today. So let's get started. So today, our workshop, we would like to discover your 3 core values to find the best fit type of company in Japan for you. So thank you and stay until the end to figure out your 3 core values for yourself. So before we start, please put on your camera. And if you have any questions or anything you would like to share or anything, you can put it in the chat box underneath and share any of your ideas anytime as well. Okay, so for today, the presenters would like to introduce ourselves. So Tomomi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you so much, Dean-san. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for your presentation. My name is Tomomi, and I'm a recruiter here in CareerFly. Today, I'm so excited to share our ideas and discuss about your core values together. Thank you.
Thank you, Tomomi, for introducing yourself. And let me introduce myself as well. So my name is Dean. I'm the career supporter from CareerFly. So if you have any questions anytime or anything, you can connect with us on LinkedIn and ask us any questions. So thank you. Okay. So this is today's agenda. We'll be going through introductions, and later we're going to do some exercise to discover your core values. And then we will learn about some possible ways to find out and to know the company philosophies. And then later we'll learn the actual companies that we work with and also the possible positions. And later we'll close for today. So for today's goal, we'd like to discover 3 core values for each of you. So we will do the exercise. And after that, after you know your 3 core values, then you are able to better know where to find the possible company that fits the best for you. So by doing this, you can avoid the mismatch in your career. So, and why is this important? And actually, on this page, you can see that we see one of the reasons that actually people leave their career early, leave a job early, could be because of the culture or value mismatch in their career. And this is on this page, you see the data for the fresh graduates, why they leave their job early. So, but why does this matter? And later we'll explain a little bit about this. So let me go to the next page. So here you see on this page, early leaves and times of job change could affect your future career. And as you may see here, you see the bar chart. This is actually the questionnaire to the company HRs and the recruiters. And now you can see 3 times about 40% of the people who took this questionnaire actually feel like if they see a CV or a candidate's CV and they see 3 times change, they might have a little bit negative feelings toward to this. So that's why we want to, one of the easiest thing actually you can figure out before changing your job is to avoid the misculture match or misvalue match for you and the company as well. So this could be something that you can prevent. So that's why we want to discover 3 core values for each of you and then find the best fit company for you. And for this, then you can have better and happier next career and also even better future career, long-term future career as well. So now we're going to get into this session. Actually, we're going to do the exercise. So about this exercise, and you can see in the chat box, you might see we have shared the possible the exercise, and it's an Excel file, and so you can take a look at it and take a look at the file. So for everyone to click open it and take a look at the file, and then you will see 3 tabs. And for the 3 tabs, please go to the first tabs on the left side. And so let's start the exercise. So look at the form, and you will see there are 10 value words. And so pick 3 out of this 10 and define the meaning for yourself, because each word they might have similar meanings, but for everyone, the meanings of each word would be different. So pick three and then define the meaning for yourself. So take about a minute to do this. So yeah, as you may see on the share screen right now, 10 value, 10 core values. So pick three out of these 10 and then define the meaning for yourself.
Now, why do we need to do this core value figuring out stuff again?
Because core value, it's first of all, this is something, core value is actually you. This is something where you live every day, but sometimes we don't even notice ourselves. Or when we do job hunting, or when we do something, we do not think about that as much. But until we get into a certain situation, maybe that might affect us in our life. And we might feel like, oh, I'm in a situation where I feel like, oh, this is not for me. This is, or that would be better for me or something. So we want to figure out this core value out first. And later we'll do another exercise as well that will relate to work as well. So is everyone ready for this first exercise? Pick out three core values and define meaning. Yeah, if everyone is ready, then let's go down a little down, and you see there are 4 questions. So right now you already pick out 3 core values, but we want to really know if they are really your 3 core values. So now ask these 4 questions to each of the core values. And if you have any core value actually you say yes to, then maybe that core value is actually not your core value. So then maybe you might need to do the exercise again. So ask you yourself if you have if you say yes or say no to the core values. So for example, would you sacrifice the core value for money? So if you say yes, then maybe it's not. So ask yourself these 4 questions.
So for just in case, Dinsan, can you read it out, those
Sure.
questions, and can you explain a little bit more about what does it mean?
Oh, sure. So would you sacrifice the core value for money? So for example, if you pick out, for example, if I pick out growth as one of my core value, but one day if someone give me $1 million and say, okay, I don't want you to grow anymore, or in the companies, if I look for a job and then a company says there's no growth space in this company, but I will give you $1 million for salary, would you give this up or would you not give this up? Or in the next one, have you ever lost any of these core value in the time of stress? Have you ever into a hard situations where maybe you feel like it's too hard to keep up your core values? If you answer yes to this, then maybe that's also not your core value. And the next one, in the long-term future, could you still see yourself holding these core values? So let's say 20 years, 30 years later, would you still holding this as one of your core value? Since core value, it's you, it's a part of you. So yeah, ask this question to yourself. And then the 4th question, would you stop holding the core value if one day it becomes a competitive disadvantage? So maybe one day this core value will become something that can drag you down. But would you still keep this or you will move on from that? If you also answer yes or answer no. So put it into test.
Okay, so we are basically testing us if we are seriously having that core value, right?
Yes, yes. Testing if that's actually the core value or not. Yeah, it's important. Yeah. So I believe everyone should be finished around now. So, or is anyone still working on this?
A message on the chat. Okay, if you're honest about themselves. Okay.
Okay. So then let's move to the next one. Next one, it's more related to work. Before we're doing so these two exercises, it's the same exercise, but the first one, it's about yourself, the in general life core value. And this time we want to find the core value for work, for core value to work in Japan. So again, same thing, pick out 3 core values, but this time relate more to work. And then after you pick out 3, then define the meaning for yourself in more as a work related and also more related to Japan, work in Japan. So first of all, let's do this. And then after you're done, then ask yourself those 4 questions again. Would you give up this core value for $1 million? Or have you ever lost it, the core value during work situations, or in long-term future, would you give it up 10 years later, 20 years later, would you give up this core values? Or if in work situation, one day this becomes something that can drag down your career, would you still keep this?
Here, the point is job in Japan. So if you think like, okay, I want this job, but that's fine, and then maybe core value for working in Japan is something that we need to reconsider about it. Okay, is everything now?
Is everyone done for the exercise?
I think the LinkedIn Live is having issue. Can you go check it?
Sure, let me see.
Is everyone done? If you're not done, and please raise your hand or say something that yeah, we can pick up. We can wait for it. You're done. Thank you so much. Ruin-san, thank you so much for sharing your ideas too about the value. So are we done about checking core value to work in Japan? Okay, and now let's go to the third one. Great. Go to the second one, third tab. It looks a little bit different from what we have done. So here, values in work and action. Here you can find the conditions. Let's say working condition, meeting, daily communication, idea of time when you work, quality, opinion, team work, individual work, value of your work. Here, also you can see value A and value B. Those are the values and ideas towards the each conditions. So when you imagine yourself in a meeting, let's say in the very first one, value A, do you want to do it as quick and efficient as possible? Or B, do you want to take time and discuss deeply in the meeting? Which type of person you are? Check, just check, maybe put a circle or change the color and see what kind of person you are. These are like little opposite ideas, value A and value B. So by checking your values in this different scenes, you can find yourself more in your working place. Okay, so maybe you'll be value A for meeting, but for daily communication, value B. It's fine. So that's you. So find your values and find your identity for the work. Let's take couple of minutes here too and see what kind of person you are. Okay. So here's a list. Okay. Was it easy? Was it easier comparing to the two different tab questions? Okay, so maybe let's ask you. So first of all, meeting. If you are the value A person, can you raise your hand? Oh, raise your hand means you can put the stamp on it, stamp of the raise your hand stamp, so that you can show that you're and value B. Okay, I see you. Thank you. For the daily communication, if you're value A, can you show us? Value B? Okay, so you like private topic communicate. Private topic is not that important for you. Okay, great. So there are a couple of more communications. So let's see. How about quality part? Do you think speed is much important than quality? Do you think quality is much more important than speed? Okay, good. And let's see. The team or individual? Maybe this is interesting. Okay, are you in the teamwork person? Are you individualist or okay? So are you team worker? Okay, good. Thank you so much. We've seen your like raising your hand and also we got a chat. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your ideas. And now you know your ideas and we know that we have different ideas. So it's really important that to know that we have different ideas because that means we need to find the right company where you can find the people who has the kind of same idea with you. Okay, so this work with this Excel file is till here. So I will give it back to Dean-san. So please go ahead and keep up.
Thank you so much, Tomomi, for going through this exercise with them as well. Thank you. So let me share my screen again, back to our presentation. So now we've done through this exercise. So if you want to know more about yourself and want to know more about your core values and more about your work tendencies, please stay until the end. We will talk more about this CQI. This could be something that you can use to from the third-party data that you can see for yourself to find out more of your core value and maybe possible company fit. So stay until the end. We will talk more about this. And then for this next part, I will hand over back to Tomomi again to talk about learn how to know company philosophies.
Okay, thank you so much, Dean-san. From here, let me introduce how you can find the corporate culture and value, and also how to see if they are fitting to yours. So when you want to know about the company, what do you actually do? I imagine most of you visit the corporate website. So let's start from there. Okay, so each company has their mission, vision, and value. These are the cores and the reasons why that company doing that business. Without this, it is difficult for the company to keep their business or tie up their employees together to achieve one goal. And in most of the company website, they have this value or culture page to share their ideas with visitors. If you cannot find it in the main website, go find recruitment site. Freshers recruitment site is even better because their information is written simply and easily to make the freshers understand their business. So play and discover in the company side well to understand their values. Also, CEO's interview is valuable. CEO is the core of the company, and they create the value too. So it is important to read it and see if you can agree on it. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. First, let's visit Rakuten website. So do you know Rakuten? Maybe some of you, if you are,
Yes.
okay, thank you so much for sharing. So if you are looking for a job in Japan, maybe Rakuten is one of the first company you will reach out because they are one of the famous company, most famous company in Japan, and also famous for hiring a lot of international talents. So if you go to Rakuten's website, you can see about us and our philosophy. So let's get there. It's amazing that you can find about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11 languages to select here. So you can maybe select your language or the language that you can most comfortable. But here, let's use English. So let's see their philosophy. So our philosophy, Rakuten Group's mission is to contribute to society by creating value through innovation and entrepreneurship. And here, of course, they have their mission and vision and also values. And here, they are so in detail, brand concepts and 5 principles for success. These are so important. And they wrote this so in detail. That means they think that their corporate culture is so important. So we need to be careful and read it through. So let's see the brand concept. So they have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big concepts on a mission: behave ethically, prepare to succeed, complete commitment, and solidarity. By reading these big letters, big letters messages, we can imagine what kind of corporate culture they have. And you can see, look at your result and compare. Do you see something that is similar with yours? And the great part is they have, yes, 5 principles, 5 action cores. Always improve, always advance, personality, professional, hypothesis, practice, validate, and shikumika. Shikumika is like making the rules or make it to the process. And maximum customer satisfaction, speed, and speed. Okay, now you know more about the Rakuten corporate culture. If you even read these small size letters through, you can understand more. So it's so important for Rakuten to understand the core values. Let's take a look at another company. This company is called Dibata. And this company is not that big company. It's a size of 30 to 50, and it's a Japanese IT company. And they have both Japanese and English. And here you can see the statement. Let's see the statement first, because it said our philosophy, and they have slogan, values, and mission. It's pretty much similar to mission, vision, values. Okay. So we can see what kind of spirits, what kind of ideas they have towards work. And actually here, they are nice enough to put and explain those abstract words. For example, how to judge whether or not something is right? When do you feel joy? What do you mean by defeat dilemma? So these abstract words are sometimes on each employees to understand and put the meaning on their own. But this company want to have the more like exact core value together. So they explain these abstract words simply and clearly. Also, they made another page to explain their way. Means it's like action calls. So it's kind of volumey, but it's by reading this, you can actually understand really well how the company think and how their employee think when they work. What kind of approach they take when they work. So if you can agree on this, and yes, this company is for you. Okay, so these are the core values and website that you should see. Okay. But actually, website is not enough to understand the company because those are mainly by text and it's difficult to read the text sometimes when you don't have time, or sometimes the text is not clear enough to give the idea for everybody as the same idea concept. So to get more information, we can go to the second one, which is SNS. So now SNS is used by the company to show their values and their characters and culture. I listed up 5 SNS. I think you know Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter already. I believe you use them usually. Maybe LinkedIn is one of the SNS to understand the company. So there, the hiring company put some internal interviews, daily working pictures, sharing the community work, sharing the picture of the, let's say, team dinner. Those kind of stuff helps you a lot to understand the corporate culture and how the team works. And here, since we are looking for job in Japan, I would like to introduce you to typical SNS to find out the corporate culture in Japan. So first one is Wantedly. Let me see how it looks like. Do you see my page now? So Wantedly is SNS to basically find the company to work. And here you can see a lot of pictures to understand the company better. So here you can see a lot of positions and people, corporate pictures, office pictures, and so on. So let's see here if you have any company name that you want to check, you can just type here. And you get the information. Oh, If you are worried about language part, no worries. If you're using Chrome, you can change it to English or your language. So it's much easier for you to understand. So here you can see the story means the interviews of the internal employees so that you can imagine more about their work and the roles that you want to apply. And here, again, the values and also the core values are not changing in English, but still you can read this text. And here you can see more portfolios of the company with much more informations. And the best part of this this SNS is that you can see all the members here, board member, and also you can see their profiles. And also, if you go down here, actually you can see pretty much everyone. So before you take the interview, if you know the interviewer's name, you can actually go search and who it is. Okay, so this is called wantedly. You actually need to register it, but the registration is really simple. And whenever you have the problem with language, no worries, you can just use the translation functions. Okay, so this is the one. And next one is called Note. Note looks like this. Type is smaller size NOTE, Note. So Note is Japanese SNS where everyone individually can share their ideas and knowledge and pictures and so on. So some people put their own created mangas and share it. Or some people write their articles, they share their pictures, they share their illustrations and so on. And here, the company also share their ideas and also internal informations. Okay, let's see the company we just saw, San here. Sorry. Let's see another company here. So this is personal process and technology. Let's change it to English. Whenever it is in Japanese, we can use the Google Translation. So personal process and technology is one of Japanese IT company, and they use Note to share their culture. You can see this beautiful office picture, and also you can see some articles to understand their ideas, life, and work. And the point is they have their engineer blog, and they already have 21 engineering blog. So if you are IT engineer, it's really important to understand how the engineers understand about engineering because the way of work is really important when you do the smooth communication and smooth project together. So by reading this, you actually can understand what kind of way of engineering they do. So you can see not only the corporate values and culture, but also the team's core values and culture is understood here. Okay, so here I shared two new SNSs. First of all, wantedly, and second of all, Note. So if you're interested, yeah, right after this meeting, you can go find and create your own accounts and see what kind of corporate culture the company you're applying have. Okay, so if you are not, if you don't have a lot of time to discover them in SNS, and if you cannot find the mission, vision, value website in their corporate site, The third one is using recruitment agency. So recruitment agency, like us, understand the company well. That's the reason why we can propose a position. So if you don't understand the if you couldn't find the good information in the website or online, please ask us so that we can answer you. And also even we can give you some ideas and suggestions if this corporate culture actually matches you or not too. Okay, so you now know how to find the corporate culture and understand what kind of culture they have. So yeah, I will give it back to Dean-san.
Thank you, Tomomi, for sharing such a useful information for everyone to know. And there's some little parts sometimes maybe personally might not pay attention to. It's a good thing for me to learn as well. Thank you so much. So now we would like to go to the next part to learn the actual companies and also possible positions. So let's move into it. So the first company we'd like to talk about is Caddy. So just a second, let me share my screen for their websites. So now we see the Caddy's website, and sorry if the English part is a little strange. I also use the translation tool. So yeah, but right now you can see that the missions of Caddy is to release the potential of manufacturing industry. So right now you can already tell, oh, Caddy works in with the manufacturing industry. And on top of this, you can, for example, comment down here. And here they list out 4 values. Older. So for example, they want to set goals. They want to have extraordinary goals and they want to achieve it. So by doing this, they want to excel themselves, put out their best abilities and to grow together. And not only this, is here you see the number 3, make a whole. So it's not like an individual contributor. Everyone put their own work into it. They want to work as a team to create a better, the good caddy together. So teamwork, this could also imply that teamwork together in this company, it's important. And number 4, sincere. So to each stakeholders, everyone are important. They want to be sincere to each other, be honest to each other, care about all the stakeholders. So from this, you can tell about Caddy, what kind of company it is. So even just visiting their corporate page, you can tell. So let me go back to the um, presentation. So currently, Caddy, they have so many different positions, and here we just list out some, for example, data scientists, machine learning engineers, data engineers, backend engineers, and many more. So if you're interested about this company, please contact us. And next, I'll move to the next company, and it's Color Crew. So also let me share again for their websites as well. So now that we're on Color Crew's corporate page, and here they have a page specific for the Color Crew culture. And actually, one thing I would say about Color Crew is even its name as well, Color Crew. So later we'll talk about this. But on very top, they put their core vision is color your work with excitement. From here, you see they want to work with excitement. They want to bring fun, bring excitement to their works, not only internally, but also externally as well. You can kind of tell from reading these texts. And let's come down here. Uh, and about its Color Crew name, here it's also mentioned effective collaboration with global team. Here they want to, and global team, and work together with people from different places around the world. So Color Crew, you kind of see the names and it's the names and what they're looking for. It's kind of connected. And let's come down here, the spirits of Color Crew. One thing, 3 things they mentioned here: be open, so open-minded, open to new ideas, and then stay uncomfortable, so open to new challenges, taking challenges, and then thirdly, bond, so supporting each other, in a team together, communication, working with the team. So these are some of the things you can tell about Color Crew. So be open, take challenge, and support team. And on top of that, they're relate to their company names. It's Color Crew, so people from around the world, people working with international teams. So from this, you can tell about what kind of company it is. It's Color Crew. Okay, let's go back to presentation. So currently, Color Crew has open position for full stack engineers. So any full stack engineer out there, if you're interested in Color Crew, please also contact us as well. So the next company we would like to go to, it's Delhi. So also again, let me switch my page again. So Delhi as a company. So let me come down here right away. You see on the page, very large words, be the sun and burn your passions like the sun to make the big impact on the world. Right away, it sounds like a lot of enthusiasm and an impact on the world. This seems like you can tell the company looking themselves ahead, not just in Japan, not just in certain area, they're looking themselves into the international environment, the world environment. From here, you can already tell. And they want to bring enjoyable, peaceful, and happy smile to everyone. So from here, you can tell. And into the enthusiasm and the passion. So develop passions and happiness for people. And good to great. So maybe they have good products, but not only to have good products, but they also want to bring it to the global perspective, bring it to the global market. So with their teams, maybe they want a creative team. They want to have constantly working on the latest technology. They want to have the enthusiastic people working with them as a team, heart to heart as well, this part. So communication and deeper relationship with the team members, not only internally and externally. So from here, you can also tell about what kind of company it is for Delhi as a company. So yeah, let me go back to the presentation. So right now, Delhi, their open positions, it's such as Ruby on Rails engineers, mobile application engineers, both iOS and Android, and also front-end engineers as well. So if on these three companies, if you're interested in any of them, please do not hesitate to contact us. And not only these three companies, if you're also interested in general for job hunting, so also contact us as well. So uh, so here we would like to tell you more about CQI. So CQI before was meant when we were trying to figure out our core values, and those are the ways that we figure out by ourselves. But CQI is a test where you can take, and taking this test, the result come out. You can see the like from the third party or third person eye of the view, and you see the actual data as a right in front of you, kind of analyze you as a what type of working tendency do you have, what's your maybe your strength, and what's your something that you can improve on. And not only this, you can, if you decide to take this test, you can pick, there are 4 types of companies, like for just for example, very structured company or very flat culture company. So let's say you dream to work in a very flat culture company and you pick that, and you can see where you are as a working tendency and where you are, where is the company at. And by seeing this, you might be able to find out that, oh, this company or this type of company could be a good match for you. On the other hand, you can also use this after taking a test. You can also use this as a tool to, oh, this is my dream company, and but this is where I am. And you found out the gap from CQI, then you can work toward to it, using this work toward to it, and then be able to achieve your kind of career goals working in your dream company. So do not miss out this opportunity. And CareerFly right now we have 2 plans. The plan A is 5,500 yen, Japanese yen plus 10% tax. And this is CQI test plus one-on-one explaining with CareerFly. The other one's plan B, also tests and also one-on-one explaining. On top of this, career consultation with CareerFly. And this one is 6,500 plus 10% tax. But right now we have campaigns for plan A becomes 4,000 yen, Japanese yen, and plan B 5,000 yen, Japanese yen, and these will also after that will include 10% tax. But how to join this? If you agree to share some of your user voice after you use this, take this CQI and take the explaining or the consultations, and share your user voice with CareerFly, and we will use this as a marketing content. But if you agree to share with us and let us use as a marketing content, then you can join this campaign. So do not miss out this opportunity to find out about more about your core value and also where you're turning company at. And so do not miss out this. And the next tool is also I would like to talk about. It's um, something that I imagine everyone here are interested into work in Japan. So, but sometimes it's hard to practice Japanese language in a foreign country. So this app, Sales Japanese language app, is a something that can allow you to practice Japanese language with a native Japanese speaker. And I personally also use this about twice a week, and I can already tell that my Japanese conversation is much smoother than before. And sometimes I go out to public and I can speak people without kind of too much afraid of what I might say something or might make mistakes. So do not miss out this opportunity as well. Practice Japanese language native speakers. And right now we have campaigns of the regular price a month 1,500. So 3 months would be 4,500. But right now 3 months plan, we will have you only need to pay 3,000 yen. So then this is from the CareerFly this campaigns, so will be 1 month free. So also do not miss out this opportunity. So thank you again, everyone, for being here today. And if you want to know more about the latest information about job market, open positions, and also some COVID restrictions uh, through CareerFly, please do not hesitate to visit our CareerFly page, and also each of our Tomomi's QR code for her LinkedIn, and also my QR code for my LinkedIn. Please connect with us. So thank you again, everyone, for joining with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Participation and also spending an hour together.